Ghouls and ghouls, this is obviously a very familiar face to you loyal viewers out there. For those of you who don't know who this freak is, this is Robert Rhine, the genius behind probably the best magazine on corpses ever.
It's the best magazine just ever.
I would agree with that.
I believe it is the best magazine because, first of all, there's no comedy magazines left. Pretty soon there'll be no magazines left on the newsstand. So the fact that we're growing in this market with publishing dying is quite a statement. But it's comedy and horror, and I mean, it's about death, and it's pretty fascinating. There's never been anything quite like it.
Well, absolutely. And of course, we at The Darkest Hours have been a fan of the magazine since the first issue. And it's fantastic to hear that it's doing so well, even though magazines are kind of going by the wayside.
Gee, I thought I had stolen all the puns, but obviously you have been renting them. What was the question again? I was so into your puns, I lost my track of my thought. There's a maggot in my pocket. Not a lot of people have these, but I keep maggots in my pocket.
Now, for nutrition.
Very nutritious.
Lots of iron.
If you're ever starving and you're up in the mountains and there's a dead animal, eat the maggots. That's right. Why don't they have zombies eating the maggots in movies?
I don't know.
I don't know. Fun fact, I don't know.
But that's a good tip for you, ghouls. See, this program is an educational show. I bet you didn't know that.
It's a nutrition program on maggot eating. All right, so ask me a probing question that I can't answer.
So a probing and deep question. What's new with Girls and Corpses? The last few issues, what's been going on?
Well, we're embracing more of our Mad Magazine aspect. We're getting more comedic and even crazier. We shot Courtney Stodden, who at 16 married this actor, Doug Hutchison from The Green Mile. She got turned on by Playboy, so we shot her and did her as the corpse bride, with the veil and everything.
Very nice.
Fantastic. Matter of fact, you're standing right next to it.
Oh,
there she is with the corpse bride. Now, the latest news that just happened and broke is that Farrah Abraham, who was Teen Mom, that show Teen Mom on MTV. Then she made a porno called Backdoor Mom. Now, we shot her for Girls and Corpses magazine. She's going to be on our winter cover. I can't reveal what we did, but it is absolutely insane. And, we get the press from everybody. The Radars Online and the, TMZ, and we're on the cover of the Huffington Post with all that. So we'll take all of Playboy's rejects. Anyone that they don't want to shoot, we're here for you. And we'll shoot them. We'll take those ratings. I don't care.
So now, is it an odd experience approaching models about posing for Girls and Corpses?
Well, no, because we don't approach anyone. We have so many girls coming towards us with offers of begging to be in the magazine from all over the world. They want to be in the magazine. So we're just fielding the offers. We're not even having to go to look for any models. We're a quarterly magazine, and by the way, our fans can check us out at girlsandcorpses.com, and girlsandcorpsesstore.com is where you can buy the issues that are left, because there's 10 that have sold out. It's a phenomenon. It's a very, but we created something that no one else had done. We're bringing back a comedy magazine about death with super hot women. Like Tara Patrick's been doing events with me now, one of the biggest porn stars in history.
Right.
She was on a cover, and now she wants to do all our events. Sid Haig's sitting with us here today, and he's been on 2 covers of the magazine and wants to do all our events. So we're getting big. We're getting big.
Well, which is absolutely terrific, and I want to see this magazine everywhere. But with the future of media, as per mentioned, are you going to continue to stay in print as long as it is inhumanly possible?
I think after there's only ashes left on Earth, if I can still turn the handle of the printing press and still put out Girls and Corpses magazine, I would like to do it. The problem is, it's not a problem. People will still collect this magazine as a paper magazine. But this whole online downloading of magazines, I understand in a way for convenience, but it takes away what I loved about magazines was owning it, keeping it, trading it, collecting it, loving it, putting it in a special, bag in your closet and everything, and bringing it out later and finding out, like some of my magazines, magazines. My Mad magazines are worth over $30,000.
Wow.
I got a Zap comic. I think it's worth 13 grand. I mean, I grew up on all those. I loved all of them. I cherished Mad Magazine and National Lampoon. I wound up writing for National Lampoon as well. I wound up as a staff writer for Cracked. So I love this kind of stuff. I am living out my dream, and it happens to be with beautiful women. How bad is that?
Well, yeah. How bad of a dream can you have? Well, I suppose it would be a nightmare. Beautiful women and corpses, depending on how you look at it.
The corpses you never have any problems with. The girls can be very challenging. Them showing up on time. I mean, everything that's happened. Corpses are much more reliable.
Yeah, they're definitely a count on stiff.
They are. They stay in place. They don't argue. Sometimes they don't smell great, but we've got air freshener for that.
Now, I know I personally was a big fan of Satan's Three-Ring Circus and your wonderful comic books. Do you still continue that in the magazine, or are there any plans to continue?
Well, actually, we do continue it, and we have comics in the magazines because it's another form of art. And I mean, we have amazing artists in the magazine, and we either feature the art or they do comedy ads. I mean, it's beautiful artwork, and I think that's what's very exciting for me, is to be working with different creative people and giving them a voice where they didn't have one. People that are too extreme, that do things that freak people out, now they have a venue, a place to show their artwork. And people go crazy. They get in this magazine and they permaplaque it on their walls, and you know, they're published. It means a lot for people to be published, and not on an online magazine. It's in print. People go crazy over having that, and that's why people like, you know, look, we got Sid Haig here, and Scout Taylor Compton, who was in Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2. Miss Mosh is one of the biggest fetish models in the world. You know, and it's sexy without nudity.
Right.
And that's another thing we're offering. Everybody assumes that we're this crazy porn magazine when we're not. It's Maxim meets Dawn of the Dead meets National Lampoon. Comedy, horrible. Comedy that's not horrible. Beautiful women, rotting bodies. What could be better than that?
Yeah, well, that is a damn good question. What could be better than that? Though I do have to wonder, what are some of the craziest reactions you've had to your magazine?
People having a heart attack and dropping on the floor. Let's see, what? The craziest reactions are from the most conservative people. To me, it's very ironic. Like the churches that write us, you know, the churches that are ripping off people, like the Crystal Cathedral wrote us a letter saying about, you know, hoping our corpses rot in hell and all this kind of stuff, which is kind of ridiculous. But then they're stealing from their people, and they wound up stealing millions of dollars from people, and we're the bad guys because we do a comedy magazine. But we just ran a whole section in the magazine called Hate Mail, and I love that because it gets me something to write about, and it makes it controversial. And yeah, we have our detractors, but bring them on. If you hate Girls and Corpses magazine, we want to hear from you. info@girlsandcorpses.com. Write us what makes you disgusted about our magazine, and we'll probably print it because I don't get enough bad letters. So I had one woman once said that her son vomited on the keyboard, and she sent me a bill to pay for the keyboard. You know, I had a mother that wrote me saying, you know, how disgusting her daughter and she was with her daughter and looking at this stuff. I'm like, why are you looking with your daughter at Girls and Corpses magazine? And mind you, if you pick up right now, go look at your newsstand and look at Cosmo. I have articles right now on how to do anal sex, teen magazines, anal, orgasm, how to give the best head. That's in teen fucking magazines. We don't even do that. So those people that are throwing stones, it's just comedy. The porn is really in your, you know, that's why on every cover of Girls and Corpses it says sex. Even though there's no sex in there, it's that whole parody of sex sells. And if people are going to put sex on their cover to sell it, well, damn it, we'll do it too.
Absolutely.
You know, like, this one says here, sex with ghosts. This is sex at the altar. Sex with mutants. You know. Now you can see the whole other side of me.
We've crossed over the horizon now. Things are a bit strange on this side.
completely different. You look a completely different person from this side. You're more pale on this side.
It is. This side drains. It drains. No, I didn't like the view from the other side, so I've moved back over on this side.
But transporting is sort of like the fly. I think I just moved over. Okay, I'm back on this side. You know what I hate most about the magazine? That I don't put it out more often. That I can't do more copies because we're quarterly and it's very expensive. And also that we can't do subscriptions because we can't afford it. We have so many people want to subscribe, but we don't do it because the magazine is such high quality that we can't give people, a year for $7. We can't do that. So that's my only regrets. Other than that, check out the magazine at girlsandcorpses.com and you'll love what you see.
Absolutely. Make sure you do. And do you have any final words for the creeps at home?
Final words. Eat your maggots, kiddies.
Good advice.